Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more Terracards madness. It is great to be here, and I hope you're doing well today, my friends. So what is on the agenda today? Well, today we are going to attempt to structure a build around one of the new products introduced in 1.3.5. And that, of course, involves seaweed, rice, and fish. And that's the sushi roll, my friends. So a delicious sushi roll. We're going to try to maximize production on it. We're going to do the best we can to just take a look at the new products and, of course, the structures and production chain involved in creating said new product. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's rock and sushi roll. Let's go. So let's go with the regular here for our perk selection. Probably nothing too crazy here. Let's go save the animals, right? Really strong one. Someday I want to get that upgraded to level 3, but 1,000 turns without any animals on the farm. My goodness. Monoculture, you know, that kind of seems like a marathon to me, right? And then we have 7 Seas Explorer. I'm going to go with this one. 35% discount on expansion. Very nice. So let's continue here. Farm name is going to... Thinking the farm name, we're going to pay a little homage to the Discord server, right? And we're going to call this one Crab Rave. Those in the know will know. And if you want to get in on the know here, my friends, you can join said Discord server, right? There is a link in the video description. Come on in. There's a great community there. Awesome people. And if you just want to interact with the channel just a little bit more, right? That is a great way to do so. Also, might as well subscribe to the channel as well, especially if you're enjoying the content. You know, help a small channel grow. I would really appreciate it and would love to have you in the YouTube community. And ultimately, I just want to thank you so much for your viewership. Give the video a like if you think I'm doing a good job as well. So let's get our little foundation in place, and I suppose first and foremost here, let's take a look at the sushi. So, the sushi is, of course, a product, and let's just search it. So, sushi roll, that's a very nice looking sprite. I really do like that. It looks pretty appetizing, I'm not gonna lie. But the sushi roll itself is a product that sells for 75 gold. It's made in a cutter. It involves 1 unit of rice, 1 unit of nori, and then 1 fish. Boom, all into the cutter. Sushi roll, right? And I do like that the cutter is getting a little more involved with other products. It was severely limited in previous versions of the game. I do like the focus on getting the cutter more involved. So rice comes from a rice crab. This is nori here. So what you need is you need a soft crab to produce seaweed. And then that seaweed goes to the oven to sort of bake it down into the nice sushi wrap, right? And then you wrap that up with some fish, right? Boom, sushi roll. So that's what we're going to be targeting here today. And I think of these 3 products, I think fish is going to be probably the most challenging to maximize production of. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. I mean, crabs, right? Crabs get real buff if they're around chickens, right? So it's a pretty simplified way, of course, to boost up your crabs, but it's the fish that really kind of concerns me. So my mind immediately goes to penguins, right? So let's see if we can get some penguins to work for us. And penguins need a little bit of isolation, right? So they're kind of a finicky animal to really get to work for you in this one. But of course, there's very strong ways to just go nuclear with production. You know, enter the Lake Guardian unicorn. Cards like that, right? So I am going corn here, and, you know, I've already alluded to chickens. Chickens go well with the corn. Sometimes they're in the corn, which is terrifying, of course. So we're going to rock and roll like this. Need a water solution here, though. So I'm going to roll by the tempting medium fence. I actually don't like the prospect of that, but we kind of have to do it. More corn. My goodness. Chickens. Fuel wheat. Watery tree, yes. So the watery tree is big here. So that's good. We're going to just relax a little bit on playing some cards until we can get our water solved. The watery tree certainly does help, as it eliminates water. Well, it eliminates 1 water cost to adjacent crops. So that's very nice. We have some more corn here. Let's go with it. And let's see. So we could take some of the water costs out of this by playing a watery tree right here. That is certainly an option. Otherwise, we could double up here. It's really not the end of the world if we go a little bit negative in the water initially. But look at that. Watery tree bails us out, as it so often does. So very nice. This will allow us to expand just a little bit further and get some more corn on the field. So let's go ahead and get some more corn on the field. Again, watching the water cost, right? Don't want to go too crazy with it. In fact, let's be gentle. And I'm going to discard my cows. So that is a new feature. I don't know if you saw my 1.3.5 update video. Check that out. We go in depth on everything that has changed. But yes, you can discard. So that's very nice as well. And it looks like we do have a water well in hand. So we'll be getting that in our hand next turn. And we can, of course, play it, which will stave off this water deficit here. Although we don't get it in our hand that time. So let's go with chickens. And I'm kind of just patiently waiting here. Let's pay the tax, man. We get cow deluge, we get veganism, and Dionysian rights. So which one is going to ultimately help us get to where we need to be? I think Dionysian rights, you can make the case for that. So let's go ahead and grab it. Cow deluge, not going to do a thing. Veganism, I mean, we're going to be playing chickens here as soon as we get a medium fence. So let's go with some more corn in the meantime. I'm also keeping my eye open for some blue wheat, right? How about another watery tree, though? And just skipping some turns here, my friends. We got to get, like I said, the blue wheat, which we have now. So everything is going to be nice and peachy. So my question for the viewership base here today, of course, is what do you think of sushi? What is your favorite sushi, right? Maybe you don't like sushi at all. Maybe the thought of raw fish, right, just sort of makes you vomit. Maybe it makes you sick. Maybe it makes you a little queasy. Or maybe you really do love sushi. And if that's the case, what's your favorite kind of sushi? Do you like sushi rolls? Do you like sashimi? Let me know. I'd be very curious to know kind of where the community's at with their sushi preferences, right? Me personally, I do like the occasional sushi. I'm not like wild and crazy about it, right? But I definitely like me a sushi roll is sort of a delicacy, right? I don't eat it too often, but it's pretty darn good. I'd say my favorite sushi roll is anything that involves cream cheese, right? Sometimes we put cream cheese in them, right? There's certain specialty rolls that get that nice cream cheese in there. Just makes it savory, makes it delicious. So yeah, go forward, my friends, with some cream cheese in your sushi rolls. And do let me know. Let me know what your favorite sushi is. Would love to hear from you. All right, so we have a fisherman hut. So the fisherman hut is, of course, important in just getting fish on the field. But it's also a pretty instrumental building in just sort of feeding fish to the cutter. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why don't you just use your penguins for that? Well, penguins are rare. They're hard to come by. And I don't want my build shattered because we can't get fish, right? So we're going to do something a little bit like that for the time being. We have wheat expansion here. That's actually kind of tempting. Arboreal bounty as well. Let's go with arboreal bounty. I think that makes sense. There's a few very impactful essence rewards we're going to be looking out for in this particular one, though. Arboreal bounty, not necessarily one of those. But that's going to be all right. So I'll throw a small fence here, and we can get... So here's the cutter. Is it too early for a cutter? No, I don't think it is. Let's go with the cutter. It's one of the buildings that we will surely need. We're also going to need it in the oven. So I've got some crabs, right? We got some chickens. I've got some water chickens as well. So I was kind of waiting to play some water chickens here in this fence. We'll get a nest there. Give us a little boosted water production. And ideally, my friends, we're just going for medium fences here. So let's just keep playing corn. I'll get a melter up there eventually. Let's get the water chicken on the field. And let's keep rocking and rolling. Water tank, water cow, water chicken. Let's actually roll. The water chicken isn't super important. Here's a bird nest, but we also get a melter as well. And a few more fisherman huts. So let's see here. Bird nest gets us bonus water and the ability to spawn chickens. The melter gets us popcorn. We do have a biofuel generator. I'm going to go with the melter here. I think it's the choice to make. Popcorn will help us kind of get out of the doldrums of the early game, right? So let's go ahead and get a melter right here. And then for the cutter, we're going to put it right here. And of course, that does sack some of the production of the fisherman's hut, but we're going to have to get lakes around it, right? It's a way to boost it back up. So let's just keep going on here. You can't really bank on getting penguins. They're just so rare. They're hard to come by. Here's a Yolik sunflower. Yeah, let's go with the Yolik sunflower. Sure thing. And let's put a biofuel generator right here. Boom. Fuel solved. Looking good. And let's see. Peanuts, fuel infuser, soy, more crabs. Yeah, let's grab more crabs, even though we haven't played them yet. So basically what we're looking for is lakes or the essence reward, the flood. And then to really make use, here's some penguins. Let's grab those. And then to really make use of kind of what we're working with here. I mean, ideally you get medium fences, right? The max capacity of the medium fence. So that's where things like popcorn to kind of pull you out of the early game while you can get your deck in order, right? That's where things like popcorn really come into play. King crab, absolutely. And what do you know? We do get the flood here. We also get the popcorn buff. And we get home sweet home. Wow, 3 just really, really good ones to get. What is going to sort of propel us forward into this build the quickest? I believe it's the flood. Yeah, the flood is going to get us there. So let's do it. Let's actually monitor the fish production here. Does it go to the cutter? And that's the question. Let's see. I must have animations turned off. Yep. So let's turn those back on here. And let's see. Yep, it does. Okay, good. Good deal. So 30 fish right there in the cutter. Very nice. Okay, so that much is solved, right? We still got a long ways to go, though. I just need some medium fences. And while we kind of wait for those, just keep playing some corn, right? Sugarcane, more crabs. More just basic crabs, man. We need a lot of them. So let's do it. We've got a very populated deck here. Let's see. Do I need a melter? I have 22 crabs in my hand. My goodness. A small fence is useful for things like field cows or other creatures. I think I can discard my melter. So let's go ahead and do that. So we don't continue to see it and draw it. Field cow. Get more penguins. We're going to go with more penguins. They're just hard to come by in my experience. Alright, giant carrot, giant sunflower, rabbits, bird nest. 8 more crabs. Let's see here. Let me think about this. I gotta go with the bird nest. We have 22 crabs already. So let's go with the bird nest. Let's get it right here. Let's actually play a few chickens right here as well. That's going to help propel us. And of course have, chicken eggs to play in the nest, which will give us a chicken card every single turn. Chickens are very important to this build, so we're going to throw the nest right there. And then we're going to get just hit with a bunch of chickens every single turn. Here's some medium fences. We also get 3 watery trees as well. I got to go with the medium fences. We got to start taking some action here. Although we're making pretty darn good cash, the medium fence helps get us there, especially with the flood. So this is good. It's starting to kind of take shape just a little bit. Let's go ahead and start another sunflower island right here. And waiting on those medium fences. But first, we have Cow Deluge, we have Gluttonous Feast, and we have Black Water. So let's think about this. We're doing great on fuel. Once we get things like Chicken in the Corn and the Lake Guardian and things like that, it gets really, really scary for water, right? Now, Gluttonous Feast is tempting, but I think, I just foresee a water issue, like a big-time water issue. And all it takes is just a few cards or a few essence rewards and boom, right? So let's go with Blackwater here. I think it makes the most sense. And you're going to see the water level quite stressed out once we get to the place where we're able to kind of implement this build, right? So let's do it. Let's do that. I'm going to place some more corn right here. Start another corn island. Let's go. Bird nest, water cow, sheep. We get the oven. So the oven is instrumental in what we're doing here. And the oven's going to go right here. Alright, it'd be nice to get a medium fence. We got the king crab. We got chickens. I mean, we're just ready to go here, my friends. We just got to get the cards in our hand, right? So let's go. Biofuel generator. We get a lake here. So this is big. Or is it? So this is getting 30 production, I do believe. So it gets plus 10 for... So it gets 10 basic and then 10, 10, 10. So as long as these islands remain blank, we're actually good here. So I don't need the lake unless we want to use it as a quote-unquote medium fence for crabs, which we certainly could. So let's actually take the lake. The crabs like it, right? Alright, let's play the oven right here. Alright, so here is our first medium fence. So let's get... Why don't we get the penguins on the field? Let's do that right now. Let's do that first and foremost. And let's see. Okay, so the penguin is distributing some fish to the cutter. We're making 30 fish per turn. Although this gets 3,000 production. Okay. Okay. So there might be some goofy stuff going on here. There just might be, my friends. But it's another day with some Terracards madness, right? Chicken, female rabbit, more crabs. I mean, more crabs. Let's take some more crabs, sure. Okay, yeah, so we're making some good fish. Now, I just want to... Is it going here? It is, okay. So that was my concern. My concern was that it wouldn't go to the cutter, the penguin's production. But it appears as if it is, which is good. That's good for us. So for the crabs now. So we can get a lake right here. And we need the rice to go directly into the cutter, right? So to do that, we need crabs in a lake. But we need a special card called the Farmer Crab. What the Farmer Crab will do is it will convert your basic crabs into rice crabs, right? So let me remind myself here. Farmer Crab. Farmer Crab. Okay, it doesn't have how much space it takes up. I think it's like 2. So I don't want to go too crazy in filling this up. So let's go with about 5 crabs in here for now. And let's hold off until we get a Farmer Crab. And what do you know? The Farmer Crab. There it is. All right. Very nice. So let's grab the Farmer Crab. I think I can go with the small fence right here actually as well. And play more penguins. All right, penguins. Show us the way. Let's go. Okay, so now the fish is skipping over. So I think that might be what's going on here. So we see the fish production coming from the penguins. It seems to be prioritized to the crabs. And none of it is going to the cutter. Let's observe. Yeah, they're like just passing a fish around, it seems like. One penguin creates the fish to feed them all and then throws it up to the crabs. It'll be really interesting to see what happens with the fish and the cutter ultimately. And, you know, just ultimately how much sushi we can actually make, right? So let's roll a little bit. We get some more corn here. The answer to that is, of course, yes. And let's see. This is obviously a pretty premier chicken spot. So let's go ahead and play our chickens right here. And this will, of course, buff up our crabs. And once we get the Farmer Crab in place, you will see the Rice Crab enter the field. So let's see. Where is our Farmer Crab? He's in there somewhere, right? He's in that deck somewhere. Farmer Crab, where you at? Alright, so we do want to get another lake right here. And this will be for a species of crab called the soft crab. And the soft crab creates the seaweed for you. But it will take what the crabs produce the crab legs, right? And it will consume those and make seaweed for you. And what do you know? As soon as I start talking about a feature of the build, it shows up. So maybe I should do that more often. Soft crab here. So it's going to eat every crab leg made on the same island and produces 1 seaweed for every crab leg. So you can imagine that gets pretty darn strong because, I mean, you can really get these crabs boosted up, especially with chickens. We already see this happening right here in this island, my friends. 151 crab legs, right? So let's get chickens adjacent to our crab friends here. Of course, that is certainly what we're going to do. So let's get another medium fence of chickens right here. It just makes sense. And it's going to really boost up our crabs. So good stuff. We can see, again, some more synergy with the chicken and the crab. So good stuff. So soft crab. Well, let's get one in place right here. In fact, let's get several. And we can actually put another one right here. So this will be more soft crabs. We'll have more soft crabs here because it all has to go into the oven, right? And we're targeting the nori here. So we should be making just a little bit of it here in the next turn, but obviously we want to boost that production significantly. Alright, so seaweed, oven. Okay, so the nori ultimately gets to where it needs to go. Okay, that is a good sign. That is a good sign. Let's play another penguin. Just realizing very mighty production out of these penguins here. We get a barn. So do we need a barn? I mean, we certainly could use a barn. We absolutely could. I mean, do we think of a barn right here? I think chickens obviously go here. Throw a barn right here to buff up these chickens and whatever crabs are right here. I think that makes sense. So let's grab a barn. Alright, so let's see. What are we looking at for capacity? So we can go king crab right here. I think that's fine. It's going to double the production of crabs. Let's add another basic crab right there. And I'm still waiting on that farmer crab. Yep, we got it, but we just got a lot of regular crabs for now. Crab rave here, my friends. Crab rave. Alright, we get chicken in the corn. So we're definitely going with that. And of course, in taking that, just watch the fuel level drop significantly. Keep in mind, we only have a couple of fences of chickens. See, it goes down sharply. That, of course, would stress out the ultimate water supply that we have. I mean, we're still sitting pretty with the water supply, but nothing is really threatening it because we have black water. So I think black water is a pretty good one to go with here in this particular one. And we do get the farmer crab here, my friends. So that is excellent. More medium fences. Yep, we'll take those. And then for the farmer crab, it's going to go right here. And it turns our crabs into rice crabs, but look at that production. 2113. And it's getting a production boost from every egg created on adjacent islands, right? So these chickens are all beasted up and good to go. Especially once we get a barn in place right here, right? That's going to double. And it's producing rice as a result of that, right? So that's what's occurring right here. And then we're going to see rice production. I mean, we should be making sushi here real soon. In fact, as early as this coming turn. Nori. Okay, so that's getting some decent production right there. Got some crab legs. Got some fish. All right, we have a nice aquatic array here, my friends. And let's see what happens. Sushi should be produced right here. Let's go. There it is. Sushi roll. We made it. All right. So we made $250,000 in sushi. Very nice. So it does seem like the fish production, even though it's a sellable product here, the penguin's production is translating to sushi rolls. Interesting. All right, I'm going to have to watch this production chain a little closer. Something about it seems a little goofy to me. But ultimately, we're looking good. We're feeling good. And this is particularly good. So let's go ahead and, let's see. Let's kind of assess, but I want to get some more crabs in place here. In fact, why don't we get some more rice crabs so they convert instantaneously, which is great. So soft crabs are going to go right here. And then I want to take a look at where our production is at. So we got a bunch of leftover rice. So that means we do indeed need to boost up our soft crab seaweed nori production. So that's what we're going to focus on here. So 3,200 sushi rolls it looks like to me. Very nice. Okay, great. So let's keep playing crabs on this fence here. Gonna want to get some more chickens on the field as well. Water chicken, popsicle. Another farmer crab. Do we need another farmer crab? I mean, we could. We could throw it right here. And then just add more basic crabs in here to get some more rice. Makes sense. We could do it. Could also go with more soft crabs here, I suppose. The oven's adjacent. Kick it to the oven. I think we should... I think we can go with the rice crabs here. I envision these seaweed crabs getting very, very strong. We just kind of have to get to the point where we can get them in place. So let's take a look. The effect the barn has on the crabs. Alright, doubling them up. Doubles the chickens up as well. Which, you know, doubles up the rice crabs. So yeah, we're going to have a huge surplus of rice. In fact, we might be making a lot of rice next turn. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. And 5,400 sushi rolls here, my friends. We're up to the $400,000 mark. Very, very nice. This is going well. We're making some sushi and we're loving it. Again, don't forget to let me know your favorite sushi. Or maybe you don't like it at all. That is an appropriate response as well. Alright, all kinds of zaniness going on here. Looks like we have a bit of variability in our production, but 16.7 thousand sushi rolls for $1.2 million here at the early turn of day 106, my friends. So let's get our nori production through the roof. We're going to need it, so let's do it. And I think for additional crabs, we're going to need a lake. I don't want to put a fence, even though this says fences are considered lakes. There's something I don't necessarily trust about it, and we don't want to compromise the production of our penguins, right? We just don't want to do it. So let's go ahead and keep our eyes out for a lake as well. So we have a medium fence here. Obviously, an ideal place for more chickens. So let's get some more chickens on the field. Start feeding those eggs. Let's go. A silo. Do we need this? Yeah, we could use a silo. Sure thing. Can't just completely abandon resources, right? And amazingly, I still have crabs to play. It's kind of crazy. So a real good one to get here would be Home Sweet Home, right? Definitely would be, but we're getting more rice now. You could argue we don't really need more rice, and you would be right. We don't, but if this goes in the direction I think it's going to go, we're going to get a third, soft crab setup right here, which is going to create a lot of the nori for us. In fact, looks like we have some leftover nori, and what's holding us back now is fish. Definitely. But making $2 million per turn here, my friends. Making a whole bunch of sushi. Lovely. 125k. Alright, let's keep playing these chickens here. Alright, we're all tapped out there. Tapped out across the board for chickens. Alright, that's alright. Let's get some more... Let's get some more soft crabs. Here's the vulture. So this is a new one, and this will actually kill animals on the same island. It does not take up any slots. A really good way to sort of reset, or if you misplayed a card or something like that, you can just summon in the vulture to take him out for you, I suppose. I like that. That is an inventive way to think about a card, right? Creates less overall permanence to your plays, which is great. Alright, so blue wheat, yes. We kind of got one stack of blue wheat early on and haven't seen it since, really. That's alright. Doing fine on resources. Making $2.6 million. And now let's seek ways to sort of just boost this to the moon, right? So we can do that with Home Sweet Home. 1.8 million in sushi rolls. 2.5 million in nori here, my friends. So just adding that chicken fence here really, really boosts us up big time. Yeah, so it's taking the massive production of the crab there, the 1400, and it's going to the soft crab to create the seaweed. And there's no decay, right? It's 1 for 1. One seaweed goes to the oven, you get 1 nori. Sometimes it's 2 to 1, right? If we think about some other products, like dough, right? Raw sugar times 2, so it halves your production. Milk and yogurt is that way as well. Let's see. Sugarcane. I will go with sugarcane here, and you're probably like, what? You making cakes? No, we're not making cakes, my friends. We are going to use the sugarcane and its properties to make our fuel generation stronger, because, like I said, like, things are going to get scary. If we add the Lake Guardian here, that's going to triple the water cost, right? We're going to get a little bit of that back, but it's still going to triple the water cost. So we just got to be sharp and on top of our resource game. And ultimately what I want is another lake to put right here. I don't want to put a medium fence there. It should work with the flood, but I'm a little scared. So let's not do that. But what we can do is we can create another chicken fence right here. And again, get these crabs very strong. Throw some corn around it, right? We're going to be stepping into a lot of nori here for sure. Lake. Here we go. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. So let's go with some sugar cane. Let's go with some more chickens, of course. And then we'll be able to take this to the next level once we get home sweet home. Hopefully we get that the next 3 turns here. We'll certainly see. All right, crab. No trace of a lake here yet. That's all right. We can be patient with this. All right, here's the lake. Very nice. So this should not disrupt the production of our penguin friends here. It does not. Excellent. All right, so let's get some crabs in place here. And in fact, what's happening here is the penguins are actually buffing up the crabs as well. So it gets pretty strong for sure. All right, so what do we have going on here? I mean, we could play a single chicken right here. I'm not going to do that, though. Once we get home sweet home, we'll have extra capacity. So let's just end our turn. Suppose we could get another chicken fence back here. Oven, bird nest, biofuel generator. Is there an opportunity for another biofuel generator? I don't think so. How about another medium fence, though? Yes. All right, we get elite cows, cow deluge, and dealer's hand. So none of these really help us out. The only one that has some utility is dealer's hand, of course. So let's go with that, and we're going to just be looking for a few key essence rewards here in intervals of 20 turns, right? So let's see. We could go with... Fences are considered lakes. So can I put chickens? I can't. Okay. So fences are considered lakes, but lakes are not considered fences. Got it. So let's see. I mean, if I'm thinking about this right, so this fisherman hut gets 30. We're making 24,500 sushi rolls per turn. I think we can safely sack 10 production off this fisherman hut. I think the penguins, it's doing what it needs to do, right? So we can do this and get more chickens right here. It is going to give production hits to the fisherman hut, but, you know, in the grand scheme, the grand spectrum of things, that fisherman hut is doing very little for our sushi production. It's all on the shoulders of the mighty, mighty penguin. Except for its production value is holding firm. Okay? Must be because it's considered a lake. Okay, so maybe the flood functionality is working properly. Because we should have realized a production debuff here. Either that or it is working as intended. Because it has 10 base production and then it gets 10 per adjacent. But why wasn't it 40 before? I don't know. The numbers don't necessarily make sense to me, my friends. But that's why we call it Terracards Madness here. Making $4.7 million per turn, though. Rice, nori. $2.7 million in nori. That's just crazy to me. Crab legs doing nothing. It's the sushi roll and the nori just carrying us right now. And you love to see it, my friends. You love to see it. Alright, so let's keep going. We are experiencing a bit of slowness, undoubtedly. Let's grab some more medium fences, though. And let's see, is there anything we could do adjacent to our penguins? Not really. It's all kind of centered around this. So I think what we can do is we can take some of our medium fences that we have, and we can just continue to lace in chickens, right? And that's, of course, the power of the nest, right? That's why we set that up early. We want a regular flow of chickens. They just buff up your crabs, right? In fact, I think it's the secret weapon to all of this. It's what's making this very, very strong. It just is. All these chickens. So let's add a few more. We want to get some soft crabs here, of course, to start getting some more nori. Even though the nori is very strong. We want more, my friends. We're always looking for more. And I'm looking for Home Sweet Home. I think Home Sweet Home really makes a big difference in this one. Got a lot of crabs that we can continue to play. I don't want to go overboard. Let's see. So we have 3 soft crabs here. We have 2 here. And at this rate, we can get 3 here. So let's go with 1 more crab there. And wait patiently for some more soft crabs. Alright, so chickens. Of course, we'll continue to play our chicken friends. They just make us stronger. In fact, we're sitting at 4.871 million, right? Although these chickens aren't producing particularly well. We can get a barn right here to change that, of course. Get some more corn, right? These chickens aren't producing particularly well, but let's just see the impact that a couple of chickens makes. About 4.7 mil. Let's see what that morphs into. Cutter Vulture Mill. Scarecrow Fantastic Chocolate Factory. Mixer Beans Sheep. Giant Sunflower. Fisherman Hut. We don't need it. Blue Wheat. Yeah, I could use some more of this. Could use some more blue wheat. Alright, 4.92, right? So, just adding chickens steadily increases your gains. It just does. So that's why we're doing it here, my friends. Of course. So let's just keep adding chickens, right? With reckless abandon, let's just keep adding chickens. And hopefully we're making your favorite sushi here today. It appears as if we're making like a maki roll, right? It's kind of what it looks like. That's what the graphic would suggest. And if that's your favorite sushi, well, every single unit of sushi produced on planet Earth is produced right here on this farm. Well, maybe not quite yet. But we will certainly get there. I mean, really strong build. Frankly, I mean, we're up to about $90 million at the 130 day mark, right? You can't call this one not strong, because it definitely is strong. I think the question becomes how strong, right? Well, that depends on a few things. We're waiting on a few key essence rewards. And we get the unicorn here, so this is pretty insane, actually. And it's a 3 stack. Wow. Okay, so this is really nice. Because we're going to get a giant production buff to everything across the board. So yeah, absolutely take the unicorn. With glee, with a smile. And you go ahead and you play that unicorn wherever the unicorn wants to be played, right? You thank it, you say thank you. You bow your head gently, slightly, and you pay your respects to the one and only unicorn. So here we go. This $5 million build is about to get a whole lot more mighty. In fact, we need more fence capacity. My goodness. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for another fence, it appears. Okay. Well, that's okay. $5 million build. Remember that. So now we are definitely having some draw phase slowage for sure. So I wonder if it's best for me to perhaps turn off the animations. I'm not sure what's driving that exactly. But we got a lot of stuff going on here for sure. $10 million. So it doubled. 98,000 sushi rolls here, my friends. Alright, so now we're starting to get stratospheric with our sushi production. The nori still making 2.8 mil, but $7.3 million in sushi. And that is what you want in a sushi build here, my friends. $70 per unit. It's very strong. It absolutely is very strong. So we're going to continue on in this fashion, and it's crazy to me that we have another unicorn just waiting in the wings. Look at the production out of these penguins. 42,000. My goodness. The crabs just getting wild here. 17,000 production. Rice crab hitting for 14,000 units of rice per turn. Wow. Crazy, crazy stuff here, my friends. 632 per chicken. And we don't even have the Lake Guardian yet. I'm going to go ahead and disable the animations. Let's see if this makes a difference. I'm hoping it does, so we can continue to grind on this particular build. Doesn't appear to do maybe too much. Yeah, so we're going to be met with just a little bit of adversity in this one here. We do get some small fences. So I'll take the small fences, and we can play them next turn. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a barrier that we're working with here, unfortunately. So I'm not sure what's going on. It appears as if maybe... Is it the chickens every turn that's doing it? Could it be that it's the chickens in the nest there? I don't know, but we do add another unicorn to the field. Now we're making $278 million. Okay, so what's happening now? Nori, selling for $270 million. My goodness, how much of this stuff are we making? Looks like 4.5 million units of nori. What does nori sell for anyways? Like, honestly. It sells for 11 per unit. Okay. And then these soft crabs are just pumping it out. Yeah, with this insane crab leg production, right? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty insane. That's pretty broken. It just is. Okay, so maybe it's all of the majory that's going on with the production and, you know, the soft crab eating the crab leg and then making the seaweed and then putting the seaweed in the oven. Maybe that's what's slowing it down. I'm not exactly sure what's slowing the game down, but we are definitely experiencing some just game calculation issues reminiscent of earlier versions for sure, right? The game itself is performing fine, right? The physical playing of the cards is working well. Everything's working good, except for we just have that lag. But we're making $10 million in sushi rolls and $270 million in nori, which is easily just evaporating our rice. In fact, we're making 124,000 units of sushi here, my friends. So this is a sushi run indeed, and it's going well. It's going swimmingly. Let's get a small fence right here for a future fuel cow, of course. And even with animations off, we're still experiencing some lag issues, unfortunately. So I think what I can do here, my friends, I don't want to make you endure this, but there are a few key things that we need to get. So I think what I'm going to do is we will make this phase right here the last turn that I take. I'll take this up to, I don't know, day 200-ish. And if there are any milestones along the way, like we get the Lake Guardian or if we get Home Sweet Home, things like that, I will just patch you back in. I'm not sure what to expect, of course. But I don't think that we can really sit here and endure this. Well, I don't want you, the viewer, to sit here and endure this. So what I'm going to do is I will patch you back in. I will painstakingly sit through this. And I will patch you back in when we have kind of the build finalized, right? We're still missing a lot of key elements. Home Sweet Home is one of them, right? Definitely one of them. The Lake Guardian, it should be showing up here eventually. You tend to get that, once per run, right? We already got the Unicorn, which is lovely. The Popcorn buff would be another decent one, right? Quadrupling production across the board. We should be making plenty of popcorn here. So there's a lot of things that we can still implement to make a very strong build, but here's the final summary, at least as it sits on day, 135, it looks like. $571 million. And who would have thought we'd be carried by the Nori that just exploded once we started playing unicorns and, just getting super buffed up from those adjacent chickens and, of course, the crabs. So amazing stuff, fun stuff here for sure. I'm just happy that we're making a lot of sushi here. Looking to make more. So I will patch you back in here, my friends. As soon as something interesting happens, you let me, your boy, sit through a little bit of this finicky nature of the calculations. And hopefully the dev team can, take this and make improvements to the overall flow. So we'll be right back here, my friends. Something interesting coming up here soon. We'll patch you back in at the next big event. Thank you very much. All right, my friends, I am back, and something crazy just happened, right? And the crazy thing that happened was, well, we got the popcorn buff at day 140. And let's take a quick peek, well, first off, at the production, right? So pretty mighty, namely the penguins here. But when we go into the sell sheet, guess what is the champ? Well, Sushi Roll remains right where it was at before I cut that out, right? Before we cut the video is what I'm trying to say. But it's the Nori. $2.2 billion in Nori here, my friends. And that's just from this little zone right here. There's no soft crabs right here, so it's just these two fences. Absolutely insane. I put some vultures right here to kill the chickens and water chickens, so nothing goes to the nest every turn, thinking that that might improve the speed a little bit. Let's see. I don't think it will. Yeah, I mean, we're still having just a bit of a struggle, I guess you could say. Just sort of concluding the turn. I have the animations off. We're having a bit of a struggle concluding the turn ultimately, and then, drawing new cards. So I'm not really exactly sure what is driving the slowage. To me, it occurs at the draw phase, or maybe the phase where all of the resources are allocated. But we do have the animations off, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, our income overall just spiked up tremendously. And of course, the popcorn buff, right? The ×4 production. Pretty insane. And it's doing great things for us here. So I just wanted to provide a bit of an update here on the zaniness and craziness that is occurring here, my friends. The Nori is the champion, I guess. But we are still making almost $10 million in sushi rolls, which is tremendous. We came for the sushi. We stayed for the Nori, I suppose. Anyways, I will patch you back in as soon as something else comes up. I'm thinking Lake Guardian, maybe being able to work a little more with Home Sweet Home, right? We'll certainly see, but we'll be right back. All right, my friends, I am back. I'm back. So we are at day 160 here. Frankly, I was kind of holding out for an essence reward, right? I was hoping for Home Sweet Home. I think you know, if we had gotten home sweet home here at day 160, spent a few turns just filling up these fences, right? Got some king crabs, got some regular crabs, got some more penguins as well, right? So we can continue to sort of add to this overall build to really take this nuclear, right? But yeah, this build is not slowing down at all. And as you would assume, it's still the Nori. 4 million units of the Nori, making us $2.2 billion, which is obviously the greatest sum of our, you know, overall sell here. But we're making 124,500 sushi rolls. Well, 125,000 sushi rolls, right? So we set out to make sushi rolls here today, my friends, and we did just that. Now, does this get stronger after you add the Lake Guardian, which we don't have, and get Home Sweet Home, and a few other key essence rewards? The answer is absolutely yes. Is this a fun build to do? Absolutely. Very fun. Very, very fun. And obviously very, very strong as well. But I must admit, it's just too much to bear. I can't envision doing another 40 turns of this to bring it to day 200. I don't really know how much we're going to reveal, other than just inflated numbers, probably more Nori, right? So I don't really think it's worth continuing on here in this particular one due to that. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a video here. So I did hope you enjoy the sushi run. If you did, please give the video a like. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying. We will, of course, just save this farm. And maybe once some of the performance issues get figured out, we can pop back into Crab Rave and pick right up where we left off. But anyways, my friends, I'm going to get on out of here and work on something else. I do appreciate your viewership. Thank you so, so much. And we'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks a lot.